Yo, what's good? It's Big Lou, the biggest, back with a new video. Today I'm breaking down the sample I made in the style of like Nardo Wick. Some super dark, hard type shit. Super simple, only 3 sounds, and yeah, this is the final sample. So that was the final sample, and for the sample, I just started off with this sound from Omnisphere. It's called Space Mammal, and I think how I found it was if you go into like choose A, B, or C or whatever, doesn't really matter. And if you go into here and you go sample, you've got like a whole list of like samples and all that you can choose. And I think for this one, it's the Space Mammal preset. I don't know how I found it. I think maybe I was going experimental in the dark, in the mood or something. I can't remember. But this is just what it sounds like by itself. Yeah, sounds crazy in my opinion. I love how it sounded and stuff. And all it's doing is it's playing an F note, just repeating the whole thing. Then the only effect was this shaper box to make it pan left and right, and this EQ to cut out the lows. The next sound is as well from Omnisphere, playing the same notes as the one before, so just an F, and it's for Chaos Bowl 6 preset, and I did the same thing, so I just went into here and went sample, and then I found it like that. I can't remember exactly how or where I found it, but yeah, I think what it is, it's just a mixture of different sounds, as in like the Tibetan bells, and I don't know what this is, but yeah, so that's it, and this is just what it sounds like by itself. And I like this sound because it adds like kind of like a bounce to the sample, and that's why I picked it. And no effects, just an EQ to cut out the lows. Then the next sound was this piano, the LA Custom C7 Cinematic, and I just turned the character to dark, and all it's doing is it's playing the F, and it's repeating throughout the whole sample. Nothing crazy, super simple. Like those dark hard samples you hear like Nardo Wick, 808 Mafia and all that are super simple, nothing complex, nothing crazy, no big chord changes. Everything is super close together, all using like dark chords, minor chords and all that. And this is just what the piano sounds like. And the only effects added to it was reels, and I was just messing around with the default preset, the harshness and flutter and the noise and all that, and just an EQ to cut out the super low lows. Then just the texture, like vinyl and this rain texture noise that I just automated to hit where the clap hits, I'm pretty sure, and this is just what they sound like. Yeah, so I like doing that with the texture and all that, so it's not just a constant sound running through, adds a bit of character. I don't know, I like doing it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Then bounced everything out into one WAV file as normal, pitched it down 100, and I added this automation as like kind of like a sidechain that I do in most of my samples, but the sidechain, the growth speed that I usually have is too quick. So I just added my own automation, so here like ducks and stuff. And for the effects, just added this effect track, the basic vintage punch, and turned down the mix. J37 to add a bit of like vintage sound, mid-side matrix to make it sound more mono and stuff, and then just an EQ, normal EQ, just to cut out like the super low lows. And what I do with most of my samples nowadays is put like a drum loop over it, like so I can get a feel of how an artist would sound, or like how a full finished beat would sound. And sometimes it doesn't like need to be in key, just as long as it's in like the same tempo, just so I get the proper like bounce and groove and stuff.